Hey guys, welcome back. Well, just to show you right quick what all I'm doing here on my old John Deere A. I've got the forklift running in the background. That's what you hear running over there. But yeah, anyway, here on my little A, I've got it like I think I said in my last video, I wanted to get this hood all off and everything like that. This is actually the first two-cylinder tractor I've ever worked on, and so I wasn't sure how to get this hood taken off. So I took a picture of the tractor and posted it onto a John Deere Facebook group I'm on. And a couple of guys told me you gotta go up here on the front. Of course, it was obvious you had to take and pull this dumb steering shaft out. And so I had a couple of guys tell me you gotta get up here on the front. Of course, I've already taken the grill part all off. There's that little cover that goes over up here. You take this piece here off the front and then pull the steering wheel off, and that shaft just goes right out the front of the tractor. And then you can get your hood off, because the hood and the gas tank are all together. Which frankly I think is kind of dumb, but that's the way they did it. I will say though, I think whoever designed these little tractors to work on them is the same guy that designs the John Deere combine. They find the hardest way to do it, and then they pick that way and do it. Seemed like it would have been a whole lot easier just to take this drive shaft and simply run it off to the side and throw a couple U-joints into it and run it right down along the side and out of the way. And so you got to take the dumb drive shaft out. Or steer shaft, actually, not drive shaft. And so John Deere's not changed much. Tractors are good. Well, the newer ones anyway. The ones we got, they're great. But like I say, I think the guy that designed these old tractors is the same one still living somehow. Or maybe he wrote up the blueprints to build the John Deere combine. Because whichever and the hardest way possible, that's the way John Deere picks. And so I just got this steering wheel here broke loose. I'm getting it pulled off that shaft right there. There's a jam nut right down there, and it goes on those threads there on the steering wheel. So Saturday afternoon I got that big jam nut broke loose and then soaked it all down with that sea foam Deepcrete. And just looking at it, once I can get it pulled farther out of there. In fact, I should have got a socket on this thing. Would have been a little bit quicker. Okay, I can see it right now. The steering wheel's about ready to come completely off. But like I say, I took and soaked it all down with that Deepcrete made by Seafoam. And get my thing out of here. This puller is nice. It's got that cage deal around it, and so you simply just take and crank this lever right here, and you can adjust your pulling arms. Works good that way too. But just looking down in there, I think it's safe to say that seafoam did a good job. I can see underneath there where the rusty part. Maybe I spoke too quick. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, I can see even clear underneath there where the rusty part is all wet, and so it went clear inside there. In fact, even inside that that housing right there, it's all shiny from that seafoam. I've said it before, but that's been the best penetrating oil I've ever found. Because I wasn't too sure how well that steering wheel was going to come off. I know on my that old Alice Chalmers WD I got, getting the steering wheel off was kind of a pain. Now on that one, that's the only time that the seafoam did not work. That does have a cotter key, or it might be one of those half moon Woodruff keys, what they call it. But that, there should be enough room for that to go through and be able to pull out the front of the tractor. There's that jam nut. Okay. So what I want to do, get that ladder kicked out of the way. I'm going to take and roll this tractor backwards down, get the back wheels down off that concrete. And I don't know if I can roll it very well by hand or not. It might not roll too easily. Tires have flat spots on them. That's why I got the forklift running. But yeah, in fact, I showed you on that little short video that I posted, I've already got the carburetor taking up that guy, and so he's going to work on it. But inside, like I say, inside the gas tank, it's got some rust. So I gotta get all that junk cleaned out. Clean out that little sediment bowl right there. And I didn't know it until that guy that I took the carburetor to told me. But down here on the bottom of the engine, there's like two little shutoffs. And he said if you're going to be leaving the thing sitting for a long time, he said you want to take and actually open those up. That way for like any moisture or like condensation building up, it can simply drain out. I didn't even know anything about those until he told me about them. And so I need to check those out here sometime. I'm hoping the motor's not stuck. Guess I'll find out. So I'm going to grab the old forklift here. Get backed out of that pallet. I just gotta watch it don't smack one of those corn heads. But I got the forks adjusted all the way out. So what I'm going to do is put one fork underneath each axle. Like that. And just simply pick the back of the tractor up. and back down off the concrete with it. Well, I'm not going to back off the concrete. I'm just simply going to take and pull it out here far enough to be able to get that steering shaft out of there, and then simply roll it back up. I want to try and keep the front wheels on the concrete. I don't want them coming off. Yeah, there we go, not too bad. Okay, and that should have me enough room to be able to get that steering shaft out of there. Okay. Like I say, here's what those guys told me about. Take this off the front. Right there's the bearing. Put that back down the race like that. Go ahead and set that thing over there out of the way. And it should be just a regular, what I call like a rack and pinion gear. It's going to have like a screw deal on that shaft, and then you got your gear right here that is for your upright that goes down to your front wheels. Okay, I'm turning that thing now. It's slowly going out, I think. Yeah, there we go. Once it gets past that gear, it should just pull straight out the front. Okay, yeah, right there's the screw head coming out. And you can see up there how it's coming down out of that holder. Like I say, I'll have to see about that keyway. I don't know. I may have to take a knock that thing out of there. Back for no more room than what's there, I think I'm going to have to. Hopefully it will pop out. I don't know about that too much. Lots of times them things can stick in there pretty tight. Maybe the deep creep loosened up. And maybe not. Well, that thing does not want to come out of there too easy. Generally, if they're not too rusted up, you can take a small punch and hit on one end and it'll roll it right out of there. However, with that thing being so rusty, I don't know if it's going to do that. Well, let's see here. I'll try it and see if it'll come out if it'll go through that thing. Okay, there we're getting down. Just gotta watch pecking on that thing. You end up messing the threads all up. Okay, I don't know if you can see in there too well, but there's a bearing inside there also. And it is actually, it's actually setting up against that gear. Well, I'm going to shut that thing off. Going to do a little poking around here on it just to see if I can get that dumb thing out. Because I thought the way some of those guys that I talked to or chatted with, the way they talk, that bearing should come around that, but it's not wanting to. Well, that might be the trick right there. And maybe not. I can see the bearing. But it almost acts like it's wanting to get caught on something, because I'm going to have to get that bearing around that gear in there. I may have to take this top piece here off. So, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to call that an end of this video. You saw me get the steering wheel off. And that's basically what you got to do to get that steering drive shaft out of there, or steer shaft. One other thing I see that could be kind of messing it up is right up in here, where it's got to go through that. I see there's a little dirt on that. That could also be causing it to want to stick. Yeah, right there's more dirt. But what looks like what I'm going to have to do is clean that dirt out of there. I didn't realize that until just now. And then I'm going to have to get that little bearing worked past that gear inside. And then that keyway up on the top there, I'm going to have to keep playing with that dumb thing because just looking at it, it's not going to have enough clearance to go through that hole. So, like I say, I'm going to call that an end of this video, and so I'll be doing more videos on this. So take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.